On a day in May 2014, a group of policemen stopped a car to drag out a wheelchair-bound man who happened to be a literature professor. What former Delhi University professor Dr. GN Saibaba went through for 10 years from that May 9th till March this year was aptly described by him as an Agni Pariksha, a trial by fire, as a consequence of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, commonly called the UAPA. Gokarakonda Naga Saibaba was a scholar, writer, professor and a human rights activist from Amalapuram, Andhra Pradesh. Born in 1967, at the age of 5 he contracted polio, which put him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. After completing his PhD in 2013 from Delhi University, he started teaching English at Ramlal Anand College of the Delhi University. For several years, he continued in that profession, during which he authored a number of books, theses and articles. It was his advocacy for marginalized communities that would define his life's work and ultimately lead to his imprisonment. Saibaba became a vocal advocate for Adivasi rights, speaking out against the displacement of tribal communities due to mining and industrial projects. As the Deputy Secretary of the now banned Revolutionary Democratic Front, Saibaba spearheaded the All India People's Resistance Forum against state oppression in Andhra Pradesh and Bihar in 1999. However, his alleged links to Maoist organizations would soon put him in the crosshairs of the Indian authorities. Saibaba was arrested along with 5 others and charged under the draconian UAPA for the alleged association with the banned Communist Party of India Maoist. It didn't matter that the evidence was flimsy. The prosecution named bananas, umbrellas and newspapers as items used by Naxalites to identify each other and cited the presence of Naxalite literature as a proof of terrorist activity. Despite his 90% physical disability due to polio, he was convicted in 2017 and sentenced to life imprisonment. Each time the accused were acquitted by a lower court, the state appealed to the Supreme Court to ensure that the acquittal was stayed. In 2022, a bench of the Bombay High Court found that the basis on which all the allegations were made on Saibaba was too hollow to prosecute him. After Saibaba had spent more than 6 years in jail, the Bombay High Court found that the entire process of recovery of evidence was flawed and no punishment could be given on that basis. Several months later, the Supreme Court asked another bench of the Bombay High Court to review the decision. That bench not only found the process of investigation and evidence collection to be wrong, but dismissed the case on merits. In March 2024, Saibaba was released along with 4 other co-accused. From then on, until his death, Saibaba, who had been paralyzed by polio, underwent several health crises. As soon as he was jailed, Ramlal Anand College terminated his service. However, he was not reinstated after his acquittal. He drew his last breath on Saturday, October 12th at Hyderabad's Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences, surrounded by doctors attempting to resuscitate his collapsing heart. At 8:36 p.m., the professor was declared dead. For Saibaba supporters, it is beyond question that it was his decade-long incarceration that led to his deteriorating health and painful death. At a cultural event held in Hyderabad in September, Saibaba spoke about how the prison authorities would take him to the hospital for appearance's sake, only to bring him right back to the cell without proper medical attention.
She took me in her arms to the school. My child should get education. That is the only goal for her. When she died, I was not allowed to see. Before her death, I was denied parole to go and see her. After death, I was denied to attend her funeral. And after funeral, post-funeral function rites, I was denied parole.
GN Saibaba's case continues to raise questions about the balance between national security and human rights in India. Whether seen as a human rights defender or a national security threat, his story reflects the deep divisions and ongoing debates in Indian society about dissent, activism, and the rights of marginalized communities.